And hello, and welcome to another series of the Leader Quantum Leadership Hack. Today, I have a special guest for you, and the discussion is going to run the risk of being haughty, meaty, very impactful. Stay tuned to the end. Let's go. And hello, good evening, everyone. Hello, welcome to another enlightening episode of the Quantum Leadership Hack series. I'm your host, Dr. Nabila Diab, and with me we have a very special guest. Today we are exploring the spiritual path to leadership and success. In fact, I'm having two guests with two well-esteemed guests. Mr. Muhammad Athiga and Nadia Al-Amoudi both are not only leaders in their respective fields, but also former students of transformational coaching programs, thinking into results and lead the field. We will delve into a lot of topics. This discussion is running the risk of getting very hearty, very meaty, very impactful. So stay tuned until we get started. Unfortunately, Mr. Muhammad Athir cannot be with us. He was called for an emergency. But tonight I'll have Miss Nadia Al-Amoudi all for myself tonight. And I'm going to bring her on the stage because where am I going to start introducing my well-esteemed guest? Nadia Al-Amoudi is executive director of the NCE, the National Center of Environment, and she's a strategy operational excellence leader interested in the environment. And she is a leader with strategic and design thinking, with more than 20 years in the field, leading and helping and supporting in different capacities. She's become like a beacon of light in the field, especially with her program قهوة معرفة, Coffee and Know, a well-known space today where she brings specialists and high-profile figures, and she interviews them, just to share knowledge and wisdom, as she says. Uh, Nadia has more than 20 years of experience in various sectors such as business development, strategic partnership, knowledge management, and industry, with a focus now on environmental and behavioral economics. I can't wait to bring Nadia on board. Nadia, please say hello, say hi, and let's get started because Nadia tonight is going to spill the beans on the spiritual. Oh, is there such a thing as the spiritual side of leadership and success? Yes, there is. And Nadia is going to convince you that there is. Please, Nadia, take it from here. Come on in.
Hello, marhaba, marhaba. Hello,
Hey, hey,
good
hey.
evening for everyone, and I am so honored to be with you, Dr. Nabila. As usual, I love our meetings. I am so excited to speak to everyone about our journey since I met you since 2020, I think, or something. But it has been a long journey, very fruitful, very valuable. You were speaking about my experience, and you were telling the audience that I had 20 years of experience, and I was thinking about the last 3 years, how fruitful is this period of my life comparing with the whole journey. Yes, there is a spiritual path for leadership, and I figured it out with you. Trying to use all the techniques and to use all the tool of how we should think about our journey, about our life, and about our career, and about our achievements and leading others to do great things, not only things.
I
Yes, a lot to say, a lot to share. I am all here. I think the thoughts are just fighting on my head. Want to be on stage.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love it. We have a lot of people joining us. Miss Hassa Qahtani saying hello. Mr. Muhammad Abdel Jawad. Nadia is well known and well qualified person. So that's a testimonial. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Uh, Absolutely. Hello, everyone. So today we are talking about the spiritual path of leadership. Most of the time when we come from the corporate world and the workplace and the environments, Nadia, would you agree these backgrounds tend to be like more of seeing is believing? It's about the doing. It's about, we think that achievement comes only from doing. Would you agree with me that studying the mind, studying Neville Goddard and power of awareness, of course, our remember our sessions with power of awareness, reading and dissecting and clarifying the concepts in the book and everything, do you believe that delving into the more than beyond doing, into the being, as you and I love to call it, how does it empower us? How has your understanding, Nadia, of Neville Goddard and the power of awareness and of developing our consciousness, how has it influenced your approach to strategic leadership, for example?
Wallah, I was thinking about that turning point in my life, Victoria, when for 15 years of experience or more, I was always looking for how to sharpen my skills, how to know more techniques of strategic thinking, planning, designing, writing a proposal, a lot of these very practical business tools. But when I figured out with Neville Goddard that all what I need to enhance is me being me, using the mental faculties I already have out of the God justice in this universe. I came to this life with all the tools I need, and my journey and my role and my activities and focus should be how to figure out what I already have and how can I use this to reach where I want. That was a turning point of my life. I remember how many courses I took and how many certificates I was keen to have in my CV within my career to build my LinkedIn profile. And then the enlightenment, I figured it out when I was trying to know who is Nadia and how I already have the tool of thinking and how I use it. You remember when I was stuck at that lessons or period where you were explaining to us the law of thinking. That was also an eye-opening for me. There is a law to think. Is it I thought that the free thinking is the ultimate I want to reach, but I figured out that it's it's a tool, it's a gift we have. We already have it. And if we know how to use it, if we know how to think, if we know how to, uh, I don't want to say control, but if we know how to direct our thinking on focusing on a what we want to be, it's gonna be it will shorten our journey and make it more uh, successfully bright, more
Enlightening, fulfilling.
Enlightening, of course. Yes.
Yes, Nadia, when we talk about using our mind, and when we talk about mental faculties, of course we discuss and we study these, of course, in our courses. But briefly, when we talk about mental faculties, and I always anecdotally say, even with the PhD in metacognition, when I went to Bob Proctor in Toronto, and he said, Nabila, what are your six mental faculties? I didn't know. What mental
Yeah.
faculties? What mental faculties? So please tell us, what are the mental faculties that God has already given to us, that if we use correctly, if we use with abundance, with openness, this is actually going to open doors in leadership, in career development, in enhanced opportunities for us in the future. We are
Yeah.
talking about, of course, if you want, I can list the mental faculties, or you can take it from here. List the
I
faculties
can
and
take it
tell
from
us.
here. I can take it from here, and I would speak about two of them:
Okay.
the perception and the imagination. The perception is a very, very professional tool we need to use in order of enhancing our decision. By the way, the perception is when you look at the same object, the same case, the same file from a different point of view. And I remember at the lesson 12 from the Thinking into Results course, where the Bob Proctor was telling us in this short video at the beginning of the session that you can put, that you can imagine that you're on a table with the high professional experts and every in the field that you are trying to understand or to take or create a decision with, and try to look at this problem, if I may say, from a different point of view. And I always do this. Sometimes I use your name and your mind, and I would say, if I am Nabila, how can I solve this? Or how can I deal with this? Or even how can I read this? Because before I know about this tool, this mental faculty, the perception, I thought that I am a good leader if I can see things from a positive point of view. It's not only positive point of view, it's a different point of view. You can see the same object from different eyes, from different minds, from different backgrounds, and also from different, if I may say, soul in this universe. And you can just read the situation better, and then you can create your decision not from a personal interest, from a holistic view, for a very, uh, I would say, nation good, or uh, a very high aim, if I may say. I highly recommend everyone on a table, even حتى if they are not into this journey of thinking into results and reading Neville Goddard, or even taking these type of courses and يعني focusing on themselves, they can use the perspection. They can use this tool to look at the issue from a different point of view. You can just put a character in your mind. I use Ghazi al-Qasaibi, by the way, many times, because he's one of these leaders that يعني led many great files, and he has a great change impact of on the nation, on the Saudi Arabia people. But I use his mind sometimes. We read a lot about many figures in our career and on the different even field. We can use them, and we can just try to figure out how can they deal with this issue and come up with a holistic view, and then make decisions in a better way. This is the first one.
Would you
The-
agree, just to pop in, would you agree that this skill, or this mental faculty, to give it its exact name, this mental faculty that God has endowed in each and every one of us equally, nobody is better than the other, that this power of perception, or this capacity to look at things from different perspectives, it gives us, it broadens our view of things. It broadens our understanding of this. It broadens the way we see and look at things, and it gives us a higher level of understanding. And like if we apply it in, let's say, even in a boardroom, in a meeting where different parties are not really in alignment in thinking, this perspective from Nadia of including different perceptions and the capacity to be flexible, and it really includes everyone, and it helps you wrap your head around the entire thing. That's the power of perception, right? It gives you a broader view. Would you agree?
Totally, 100%, of course, of course. Uh,
How
I
about the second now? The
The
second is
second one is a very, it's too close to my heart, and I figured out that I've been using it for many years without even notice. It
Mhm.
is imagination.
Tell
Uh,
us your story
yes,
with imagination.
yeah, yes, and I remember myself when I was even 10 years or maybe less than 15 years, imagining myself in many places where I am now, in many situations where I am now, and I was enjoying spending hours imagining myself living the life that I am living it now, and without notice. I think I and the tool was helping me صراحة. I always say this is reading. And I saw the world through stories, novels, and books, and I was imagining myself within these stories from the books. And I figured out after 40 years that I took a very different path and I created the life that I want to live. And the beginning was that I was imagining myself. I thought that is a childhood action. It's a kidsy thing, and I was doing this subconsciously, and يعني I was not mature enough. This is before I knew what is the power of awareness that we spend weeks or maybe a year reading the book of Neville Goddard when he wrote a lot of lines of gold about how we should imagine ourselves and how we can use imagination and create another level of life, another another fact, and live it with all the details, and then everything will be aligned to help us to reach there. That happened with me, and I remember myself imagining a lots of details, and I was enjoying doing this, and I thought that I am spending يعني time to play or maybe to write a novel in my head and put myself as the hero of this scenes in my head. But I figured out that was the only clear tool I used to reach where I am now.
I love it. I love it. I love it. What Nadia was just, this is fascinating because what she thought was a childhood game and fantasy, actually, she was practicing something so, if you like, reinforced by both science and theology and the books of wisdom, is and which Neville Goddard talks about in The Power of Awareness as the law of assumption. The law of assumption, which means if you can imagine yourself, if you can put yourself assuming that the career you want is already here, and imagine yourself already in possession of the career, or sitting in that office you are dreaming about, or leading the conversations in the boardroom, or maybe taking that leadership position you think about, you are in fact actually practicing what is called the law of assumption. Because Neville Goddard, in chapter 3 on the power of assumption, he says, man's chief delusion is his conviction that there are causes other than his own state of consciousness. All that befalls a man, all that is done by him, all that comes from him happens as a result of his state of consciousness. So, applied to your daily reality of wanting to change your reality, assume that you are already there. Bring the details of reality into the picture. And that's actually what Nadia was doing, except that she was doing it as an unconscious competent. She was competent. She was practicing imagination. She was aligning her life with God's law by imagining her reality first and then stepping into. And sure enough, her circumstances and her reality was changing. And now she says she is finding herself living exactly the life that she imagined as a child. And everybody in childhood was telling her, oh, Nadia, she is all the time dreaming. Oh, she's all the time fantasizing. Oh, stop fantasizing and be real, get logical. But actually, she was practicing the law of assumption. So, Neville Goddard says that is why a change of consciousness is necessary before you can change your outer world. A lot of people keep working and working and working and doing because they want to force reality. They want to force to change the reality by doing. And actually, through the law of assumption, things can move much faster, much smoother, in a state of flow. How awesome is that, Nadia?
Amazing. Let me tell you how can we make this more practical as a
Exactly. Exactly. We have somebody here and he's asking you, Nadia. I am going to bring his question to and he says, based on your wide experience, what is the best way to train your mind on such a tool or a way of thinking? And actually, this is what you said you wanted to say. So tell
yes,
me how
yes,
practical.
yes. I'll tell you how can we use this on a wider level as an executive director for strategy. As
Right.
an executive director for strategy, I would use the imagination in putting more efforts on designing the goal more than putting the plan. Because we get used to write step by step the plan and how can we put a KPI to measure if we are here or not yet, and what is the mitigation plan for not reaching this point. But what if we focused more on writing the goal and convincing every single person on the company or on the organization that he has a part of reaching this goal? Let's put more efforts and let's more put more documents and communication messages on the goals, more on the KPI and the operational plan. This is my direction now, and I would like to go back for this very smart question on what is the tool that we train our mind. And this is a very very critical wording, because I remember the name of the author of Having, the book.
Yeah.
She
Sohyun.
was
Yeah.
so she was speaking about that we are able to train our mind, and it's just like a muscle. You need to train it. When you train a mind, that's also mean that you be patient with your mind, because you will feel this resistance at the beginning.
Mm.
Even you can imagine yourself going for the first time to the gym. You need to do sport and then you will feel weak and then you can stop. But the coming back and the continuous action is what make your muscles trained. If we go back to the mind, then we need to train our mind to be always on a positive state, not a positive thought will be happy all the time. It's always taking your mind to the bright exit of the situation where you are. You faced a problem in your office with your colleague, and your a challenge on how to do certain task at your office, there is always a way, and you have the fully control to choose which way you can take. You put all the reasons why you cannot do this, and you go to convince everyone, I cannot achieve this task, and I cannot reach to this goal because one and two and three, and you put all your mind at that place. Or you can put your mind on understanding why you cannot, and you can work around it and do it. You can if you have this support. You can if you can maybe work with someone else, or maybe you hire someone else to help you, or maybe you find another partner, or maybe another vendor to help you how to achieve. It is the way that we train our mind. Either we think how we can, or we go to many 100,000 reasons why we cannot.
Exactly, exactly. I love it. We have a choice every step of the way. By the law of polarity, there is good in the bad and bad in the good. So we have a choice every day into deciding to go into that dark spot that's in this white immaculate dress, or we can say, look, this is beautiful, and outlook or this kind of disregard that black dot in there. It's a matter of focus and where you want to put your focus on. Nadia, this is like putting our hands into more practical implementation of this information. Can you share, yeah, Nadia, a personal experience where the power of your mind played a crucial role, like in a significant decision you had to make, or into taking some risk in your career? How did it play out?
Yeah, let me tell you that after 18 years of experience, I changed my career, and I start working with the environment compliance team. That was a huge risk صراحة, بس it was an opportunity where I decided to take it with all the circumstances around it, and leave a place where I am also doing very well, but and I also had this two choices: even I continue at where I am and stay with the comfort zone I am in, and getting the recognition from everyone around me, and moving a little bit step by step till I reach, or I take this jump with a larger team where I worked with them for maybe 2 years or 2 years and a half now, and I really appreciate every moment with every each of one of them. And I took this risk moving to another sector, but with the title that I wanted, the executive director of strategy, but on the field that I don't know, that I know nothing about it. I always say to my colleague that I was Alice in Wonderland at the first year of being the executive director for strategy at the Environmental Compliance Center. I don't know how to speak environment. It was just completely new for me that we can measure the quality of the air, water, and soil. And I was leading a team of 48 employees. They are experts in their places. They knew every single detail about how to manage the quality of the air and how to measure the quality of the water. And all the tools I was using صراحة is trusting myself, and knowing that I have the very good willing to take all these efforts in order to reach to a very high aim and goal. And صراحة we did it. يعني I wish if Basma is here and she's listening to me, in 2 days from now we will celebrating all what we did in 2023, and trying to draw the dream of 2024, and we will focus on the achievements, and we will collaborate more on the goals, and we will keep measuring. Of course we will keep measuring, of course we will follow the KPIs, of course we will have these numbers to tell us if we need to go at this direction or that direction, or maybe we put more fund on this file and not that file. But we will never forget the dream that a very we want to live in a greener future, and we want to breathe a clean air. We want to keep a clean land for our coming generation. We want to keep the water clean and safe, and we want to use it very rationally. We never forget this is very bright dream, even while we are facing every day a challenge and a step we need to take, a challenge we need to face, a problem we need to solve, a lot of issues. But when we keep the dream, we can move faster صراحة, and we can move, let's say, easier. It's not faster, it's easier, because a year will take 365 days. It will never be shorter, but we can move easier in order to reach our goal.
Ah, I love this. You triggered me with the question of making that big jump. And if anything, Nadia, this is very, very well said. You have Afef Al Ghamdi here,
حبيبتي
cheerleading you
عفاف.
and saying very well said, Nadia, very inspiring. If anything, Nadia, you made a quantum jump from where you were before. I think you were supervisor, supervisory role or something.
I
And
was the advisor with no team, with a huge file, but not this execution role that I am in now.
but you
Please.
wanted, and when you made that quantum leap, when you made that big jump into becoming the executive director, and I'm not saying it, this is Nadia telling you now that she moved into an industry, into a field where she had literally no knowledge in, like literally, like in terms of content and the quality of air and measuring and the technicalities. But
Yes.
it indicates actually, there are skills that are extremely, of course the technical side is important, but so is your transferable skills, all those skills you've taken into how to think, how to use your mind, how to lead, how to set goals that are so big. They make the whole place work together towards the common good of the country. So you are like inspiring people, leading with the heart, and transferring all your know-how and skill into a place where literally you had, it's like you are starting afresh with the field or with the industry per se, but you had so much in terms of transferable skills. Would you agree?
100%. Yes, I agree. 100% I agree.
So,
Yeah.
what would you say to people who are scared? They say, "Oh my God, I am in HR, and I really, really know there is a career in learning and development, and I would really want to jump. But what if I fail? What if I don't know anything about learning and develop? How do I train people? I don't even know how to train people." What would you say? Or in any other industry, it's HR to learning and development, the learning and development into I don't know what, into education. What do you say?
I would say just be yourself. If you want to continue at your career, just try to find the best out of your career and be it. And if you want to be yourself in order of achieving a huge quantum leap, just be yourself. You know, Doctora, this experience or this era in my life taught me how to use the intuition. You remember when we were speaking about the intuition, and then
Mhm.
this gut feeling, if I have to do it, to take it or no. that appear very clearly when you jump in a field you don't know anything about it, or you know a little about it, because you will go to the heart more than the mind, because you can calculate everything you know about with using the mind. You can put the equation with all the components that you know in your heart, in your mind. But if there is a goal you really want to reach, but you don't know how, you will listen to your heart more than your mind. I think that shift from the advisory role to the executive director took me, or يعني led me to use my heart more than my mind. Because يعني حتى in in uh, in a way that allow me, and I would put underline under this word, allow me to know myself more. Because if we are in an environment where everyone around us tell us who we are, then we will believe that this is who we are. But if you know about these stories where someone know himself or know herself in a deep depression, ولا in a situation where he feels or she feels that she's lost, nothing around her knows her, she will turn her face to herself and try to know herself more. I think I was able to use my intuition when I was trying to know myself more. What does Nadia want to do in this life, and what is the piece of the big picture that Nadia want to put as a puzzle with her finger print? I would say to this person who doubt the change, just go and face it, and you will lose nothing if you don't succeed. You can just turn and go back to your field. You will lose nothing. The benefit of taking this jump and go and you go out of your comfort zone is always positive, and the impact is always positive. Take the jump, go with the risk. You will lose nothing and you will gain a lot, even if you're not succeed the mission that you are aiming to do.
I'm going to play a little bit of the devil's advocate. But what will people say about me? Oh my God. Okay, so she left her secure, nice, comfortable job at this amazing place. And what if it doesn't happen? What if I'm judged? What if people around will judge? Of course, Nadia, I'm playing these questions, and I know at one point they will be on our mind. And how did you deal with this? The what ifs?
Well, it's not easy, Doctora, and it needs a brave heart. But what if you lose this chance and you cannot find yourself, and once a day you just face the mirror and you told yourself and you tell yourself where you are and why you don't do it. Facing that moment is much harder than facing all the society and their judgment and their blaming and everything you can hear, because the people will keep saying a lot of things. They can say why she didn't take the chance. She had the chance and she lost it. Why she kept herself on this square all her life. The people will keep saying and complaining, and this is the nature of the societies, and it's everywhere. It's not only around you, my friend. It's not only around you. If I would say this, if you just change the community to, let's say, 10 meters next to you, you will face the same people. You will hear to the same says. You will face the same judgment from everyone. It's you and you. Just look to the mirror and be honest with yourself and ask yourself, do you want to stay? Then stay. If you don't want to stay, then take the risk. and you will never forgive yourself if you don't take the risk, if you want to go to that level or to that next level.
I love it. This is the power of the decision. The decision, some people think that to decide, I need to see all the way clear and well figured out in front of me. And in fact, the decision, it's you decide, it takes a split second, you make the decision, and then you jump with everything you've got. With everything you've got, with whatever resources you have, you jump before you're ready. People get scared even from this expression, jump before you're ready. Why we say jump before you're ready? Let's explain it. Because we are never going to be ready. It's
Yeah.
all the time the mind is going to tell you you're not ready yet. You don't know this, you don't know this piece, you don't know this, and you don't know that. And if Nadia was stopped by not knowing about the percentage of air to be polluted, or by the percentage of carbon dioxide in the air, for her to say this is toxic or not, she would never ever have ventured into making that decision to jump into leading the whole shebang and the whole beautiful place that where she is right now, and say, yeah, I can lead. So leadership, in fact, yes, the technicalities and the content may help as well, but so is the thinking, so is the broad view of things, and the capability of leading and displaying certain skills. I love this conversation. The same gentleman or lady, I'm going to show her question here, and she says, or he says, sorry for asking too many questions. You are very welcome, we are here for that. But it is a golden opportunity to have Nadia and to have her point of view on some important aspects. How does the rapid technological advancement, AI, ChatGPT, for instance, affect decision making in a strategic environment?
It will put all the information that you need in on a fingerprint, on a click, because here is the beauty of the law of thinking. The law of thinking is not collecting the information and putting it on a table. And we, as a human being, before Google, we spent days and nights to get the information from the books in order to put it on a presentation, in order to make a decision and to present it in a good way. Nowadays, you don't, after Google, let's say before ChatGPT, you don't spend weeks in collecting information. You spend 2-3 days because Google helps you in collecting the data and bringing a real e-library from anywhere from the world. The ChatGPT and the AI is helping you even more in analyzing this data and giving you the conclusion. And all what you need to do is law of thinking. You think in a different way of how to use this information to add another level of the picture, to add another level of the puzzle. And I was always telling my team, I wish if Basma is here.
Now, Basma, come on the call.
Yes, Basma, please, if you are here, come on the call. I always imagining the workplaces and the strategic plan at this specific point of view, as if it's a puzzle, a pieces of a puzzle picture. And using ChatGPT is allowing us, and AI, specifically AI, where the machine can do the analysis of the data and giving us a different layer of information using the data. What does the AI do? Is the AI is collecting all the information and using the methodologies that we as a human being taught the AI, the machine, to use, and getting the analysis, doing the analysis and getting another level of information from the same database or the same pool of data that you provide the AI machine with. The AI helps us to have a plan for 5 years to achieve this size of a picture. With the AI, we can do this size with the 5 years. We can multiply our efforts in order of thinking and putting another level of um, of knowledge on the table to create better decisions. Uh, the short answer is AI is not a thinking tool, is a tool to analyze the data and getting more a level, more a better level of information. But the thinking tool is always within our mind. No one will take this tool of how to think about the data you have and how you can use your intuition in creating or making different decisions.
I love, love, love. You have some cheerleaders here. You have Sandy Richardson all the way from the US, cheerleading and blessing every word you are saying. And then you have our, in fact, I think the most dangerous lies are the ones we tell ourselves from Sandy. And then the gentleman or the lady who said, who asked the question says, exactly, starting with the main steps to go forward. So she's sold out on this, ready to hit the ground running. Nadia, I can't believe we are reaching the end of our session. And the last question, Nadia, what advice would you give to our listeners, our audience, who are seeking to harness the power of their mind to direct it where they want, to the career they want, to the leadership they want, to the impact they want, to the legacy they want to leave, to the contribution to society they want to leave? What advice would you give to them, especially those seeking to harness the power of their mind? And what's the risk if you don't harness the power of your mind? Because there is a price to pay if you don't, so what advice would you give them so as they reflect the success, so as the success is reflected in their reality, as you have?
I would say know yourself more, because وخلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم. There is a lot to understand about this ayah. You are complete, and allow me to rephrase or re-say the word that you started your journey, my journey with you. You can have it all. You can have it all. You can have it all. You just need to know yourself and sharp your skills in order of use all the gifts that you already come to this life built in. You already have them all. Spend more time on knowing the diamond that you have in your mind and your soul. Yes, there is a spiritual path in order to be a leader or to be a successful person, to succeed. And the risk that uh, oh my god, the risk is exactly if you don't understand yourself well, then you will be a person who is holding a diamond, dealing with it as if it's just a piece of rock.
I love this. I love this. And it's going to be chasing and reacting. And why is this happening to me? And why is this happening to me? And why the boss doesn't, promote me, doesn't upgrade me? And it's all the time we are in a reactive mode. Now, the opposite of this, when you harness the power of your mind, you are responding to life. You are taking charge of your career path. You are taking charge of the leadership you want to bring to the world. You are taking charge of the legacy. You are not going to wait for someone or something to give you the promotion or to give you the career opportunity, but instead you become the deliberate creator, initiator of your own career path. This is something I feel very, very, very passionate about. A lot of time I tease the people I meet, and I say, what needs to happen for you to be in that leadership position or in that career of your dream? They think and they say, I need an opportunity, I need a good connection, I need luck, I need. And actually, you have, can you believe it, you have all of this and so much more locked up inside of. God created us, put the mental faculties, put the keys inside. You remember when you said you came for one key and you want, so we you had all the
100.
keys.
Yes, yes, 12 keys.
12 keys.
I keep using them all the time.
And this is so fascinating. I mean, the conversation and the discussion and talking with you, Nadia, is absolutely amazing. There is, I mean, we could stay on
I
for
know.
hours, but for the sake of time, Sandy is saying we, yes, yes, yes. She agrees on everything we are saying. Stand up for yourself, know yourself, and sharpen your skills. Then that's somebody saying this. Don't lose your value based on opinions. It is your own opinion of yourself that matters. I love this. Everything starts with imagination. Amazing conversation. Sandy is saying, thank you. Mr. Abdullah Ad-Dusari, Miss Nadia is the best leader I have ever met in my life. She has good leadership skills and knowledge. I wish her all the best. And so do I. Thank you so much for being my guest tonight, Nadia. I can't have a full of you because, oh my God, you've taken the material and you've been probably one of the best demonstrations of what one can do with this material, with expanding our consciousness and our level of awareness. Well, again, our thoughts and prayers are with Muhammad, and who's supposed to be here with us. The conversation would have taken another turn with
I know.
Muhammad on the call, but he owes us this one, and he will come back on another call. Thank you so much, Nadia. Zahra has been here, and Zahra, she's another story, and one day which I will have the pleasure of telling the word. I love it. Shuva Lama, thank you for the session. You're welcome, my dear. Thank you, everyone. Plus reading recommendations. I love it. Mr. Ayman Bukhari, thank you so much for this wonderful event, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate you all. Keep coming. Our quantum career hacks. Listen, when I talk about quantum career and the quantum leaps, it's real. It's real, and Nadia stands as an example of what's possible for you when you start believing in yourself and using what God has given you already. You don't have to struggle or work on it or improve it or sharpen it. You just have to allow it and open up to it and allow it to come into your life. You already have all of these skills that Nadia is talking about. Unfortunately, layers and layers of programming, of social programming, of family, with all the love in the word, family programmings, of media programming, of all of these programming. We have this amazing jewel diamond that Nadia called, that is inside of us, and we continue to look around for a solution. My friends, the solution, look at the mirror, as Nadia said, and look within. It's right out there. And but sometimes we are so in disbelief that we cannot believe that we have it, that we have that big diamond. I love it. Thank you, everyone, so much. Quantum leaps are possible, and Nadia has told you so. And I advise that you believe her, because if she did it, you too can do it. To all of our listeners, we hope this episode has inspired you to explore the incredible potential of your mind in shaping your reality. Your reality today is what you created with your previous thinking. This is good news, because by deciding to think differently today, you are going to create your beautiful, beautiful story, your saga of success and leadership excellence. Nadia, do you want to say a few words to finish the call before we
I
wrap
would
up?
say Amin, Amin, Amin. And I enjoyed this 60 minutes. Thank you so much for every question. Thank you for all the comments from the audience. I really encourage you to invest in understanding yourself, invest your time, your money, your energy. Um, the coming is a very fruitful and useful, and you will see the very good impact on that.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. The investment in our mind is extremely, extremely important. I will finish with a number. Since I read it, I'm still, in shock. At this number, there's a study by Deloitte that says 85% of the jobs as we know them today will no longer be valid or available in 2030, Nadia. Can you believe this? In 2030,
6 years from
85%
now.
of jobs as we know them today. This puts a lot of pressure, especially on the people in jobs and career to, invest in themselves because the acceleration is going to be extremely, extremely fast. And our mind, our best tool, our best, if you like, thinking tool is our best asset. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on the spiritual path to leadership and success. Stay tuned for more episodes that inspire and transform. God bless and good night.
Thank you so much.